What's up, everybody? So it's going to be Sunday again that I'm uploading this review, but I guess I'm just not good at schedule. So I'm going to review episode 6 of The Legend of Korra, Book 2, titled The Sting. Really great episode, loved it. I'm going to start out by talking about some things that are not very important or just not as serious as some of the stuff in the episode. The first thing, of course, is the Ember Island Movers. No, I'm just playing. But that guy that is playing Unalak he has to be a descendant of the guy that played Fire Lord Ozai in the Ember Island Players episode, one of the greatest episodes ever created on television for a show. I really love the way that the movers were animated, and was really cleverly done. It looked almost kind of like authentic vintage movie making, and it was really fun. It was really nice to watch. And that guy clearly is a descendant of some of those Ember Island players, because he looked a lot like that dude. And I love that Bolin's in them. The only thing I don't really care for with the whole mover situation with Bolin is the way he's acting in this episode. It doesn't seem as though it fits well with Bolin's character. He doesn't seem like a character, or him being famous would put him in a situation where he's like, arrogant and rude and, full of himself. He doesn't seem like that kind of character that is self-aware enough to be those things. And so it kind of didn't flow well for me. It didn't mesh. I don't mind him giving Mako attitude, but the way he was doing it was kind of, I don't know. He's already famous. Technically, he's famous. Like, and he goes in the pro bending arena. Like, people still scream his name even though they got knocked out. So I don't know. Just it didn't seem like it flowed. But I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I still love Bolin, and it's nice for him to give his brother some crap. And then I'm going to move on to the boat chase scene. That was spectacular. It was just, something that kind of leaves you like, oh my gosh, I just wish I could draw more than stick figures. But it was cleverly done with the Asami. She's just incredible. Driving any type of vehicle, don't put it past her. And the only thing I didn't like was the engine not starting thing. I'm not a fan of cliches. I do not embrace them. I rather them not exist. But hey, it wasn't something that made me like, okay, I'm about to turn this off. So I can get over that. So that was the kind of non-serious things I wanted to talk about with the episode. Of course, the animation is beautiful. I really love how they incorporated the movers in there, how they showed it with it actually being on screen, and then how they were making it. And then that boat scene with the water bending and stuff like that. I'm a water bender, if you guys forgotten or didn't know. So I love water. But now I'm going to move on to some more serious things, which are the cops in Republic City are useless, or at least these two detectives that we get to meet. This mustache guy, they were in the last episode. They care more about their mustaches than they do about solving the case, and they're kind of just not helpful. So, and the somewhat made Lynn not helpful is weird for the chief of police not to take a lead from wherever it comes from. I don't know. The rookie always gets dismissed, but I see the detectives doing it. But the head police officer should be considerate of all of her people on the force, and so I thought that was kind of weird. It would make her a more rounded female character if she was unwilling to work with anyone that had a lead. So I don't know. I'm probably reading too far into it, but that's what I do. I overanalyze. But them being useless kind of makes it understandable that Mako wants to do this sting, but at the same time, he's consorting with criminals. I'm like, dude, you just ratted on your girlfriend. You just ratted on Korra for, granted, what Korra was going to do was far more dangerous and was, probably going to end some lives. But at the same time, like, you're consorting with criminals to help you do this sting. I'm going to need you to embrace the gray areas of life, or go completely by the book. Like we can't, be by the book, and then like, oh, all of a sudden, like, I need these people, so I'm just gonna knock on the triple threat's doors. Like, no, it's not okay. I did like how one of them called him Mr. Law and Order. That was hilarious. Um, but that was a little bothersome to watch. I'm like, why are you couldn't find anybody else, any other bender in the city? You could have knocked on the door, an Uber fan that could, bend lightning or something. Like, come on now. But hey, it made for a great double crossing scene, which was, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I like this episode, but I didn't like how they had the triple threat scenes included in this. Now, speaking of the double cross, apparently we're pinning it on Varrick, which just last week I said he's probably going to be a villain, but I don't really want to see it, or I didn't really see it coming, but he had some questionable lines. But I'm trying to think of like what his angle is. Like, is he trying to incite war and stop his people from getting reinforcements? Or is he trying to stop the war by making it seem like the North is trying to stop his people from getting reinforcements? Or is he just trying to make money? It didn't make sense. I hope it's not him, but if it is him, like, Asami clearly needed somebody to invest in her company. Like, I don't see why her megatanks needed to be stolen for him to think that she would, let him invest in the company. Like, no, her company is failing. She needs investment. She needs investors. So I don't know if this is where he's going with this, because he's basically halting progress on both sides, and it's not. I don't get it. I don't know. If it is him, then it's weird. I mean, Asami needed some help already, so it didn't make sense for him to steal all her mega tanks and get his boats blown up by himself and do all that. So I hope it's like somebody else doing this, and it's kind of like behind his back or something. Like maybe Julie is like, tired of doing the things. And she's decided to kind of go rogue or something. But I don't. We'll see. We'll see. He has some questionable lines, so I won't be surprised if he does emerge as the villain. But I don't think he's going to be the main villain in this series. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I do want to move on to Asami, and I think her story is the most heartbreaking to watch. The other characters have lost things, but we haven't seen it. We see her lose her father and her mother's, that's a situation that we endured with her. Not with her, but it was talked about more than the other situations with parents and things like that. And then also her father tries to kill her, so she has lost the most, and I think it's taking a toll on her. She seems jovial that Varrick is investing in her business, but if he turns out to be the bad guy, he gets caught and his assets are frozen, and he loses, his share in the company is no longer valid, and she loses her father's companies. I hope that all these things that she's losing and all this pressure and not really having anybody. She's basically an orphan because her dad is psycho and her mom is deceased. I hope that all these things and all this pressure doesn't cause my Asami to go to the dark side. I feel like it's edging towards that. Like, she's going to be one of those villains, if she becomes a villain, that you kind of sympathize with. Like, maybe life was not being fair to you. So I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen. But she's such a great character. Now I will say I would have liked for her to lean in to kiss Mako, and then come to her senses, and say, I'm sorry, and like give him a hug or something. That would have made it a more. It would have impacted the audience better and would have made her a far more stronger female character. But we all have our moments of vulnerability, so I can't knock her for that. But it would have been nicer to see her just lean in and then be like, oh, my bad, and then they moved on from that. But whatever, they kiss. I'm pretty sure some people are happy about that. And so yeah, I really I'm interested to see where her story is going to go. I think her and Tenzin are probably my most anticipated story developments that I want to see come through in the series. And this episode gave she's struggling to keep this company alive, and I really appreciate that as a character. And so I cannot wait to see what happens with her. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up at this point, talking about Korra, and she's come across a case of amnesia, amnesia, amnesia. I'm sorry, it's a song. I have to say I didn't see her getting amnesia coming. But now that she has it, it makes a scene in the trailer that we watched, a trailer that we've seen, make more sense. Yeah, I didn't see it coming. Although I didn't see it coming, I still think it reeks of a spirit journey, which is, it was, a little too obvious. I don't like the obvious, like, boom, there it is. This is how it's going to be, type of situations. But, it's better than her being dead or in the spirit world, not being able to use the bathroom. Yeah, I wonder where this is going to go with her having amnesia, not knowing anything. I know it's going to lead to a spirit journey, and I'm excited to meet Juan, but why? Like, why did that spirit cause her to get amnesia? So, it's going to be, I don't know, like, it seems like these episodes are so much build up. Like, I'm like, what? And I don't, it's a good thing to get me anticipated, but at the same time, I'm like, anticipation is also, part of anticipation is knowing what's coming. You're like, it's coming, I know it, but I don't know what's coming. So I'm like anticipating a mystery, and that gets a little frustrating. Yeah, to close this review, I'm going to say I love the episode. Probably my favorite, which is kind of Korra light, Korra / light. Maybe that's why, I don't know. Maybe her attitude was affecting me in my viewing pleasure more than I thought. But this is my favorite episode. I'm starting to get the feeling, to close the video out, I'm starting to get the feeling that these spirits are just angry messengers, and the true dark spirits are the people, clawing for power and money in the Avatar world, and it's not actually these spirits. These spirits are just tired of seeing this being rot. And so that's the kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, why did this spirit give her amnesia? Or why did this situation with the spirit swallowing her give her amnesia if all it wanted to do was kill her? And then why did it drop her on the shore? Because I'm pretty sure she didn't float there. It just seems like they're messengers. So yeah, we'll see. I'm anticipating the mystery of the ending of this series, and so I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. Another long one. I cannot make a short video to save my life or anybody else's. So do not count on me to do that. I can't wait to see the next episode. I think the next episode is the start of the Juan story. I believe it is. I can't remember. I didn't look. But I'm really excited to see that animation. It looks so fun. Thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end, please comment. I'll try and be quicker responding to comments. I did it a week after they were posted this time, and probably my last video too, which is rude. I won't do that anymore. I'll try not to do that anymore. And also give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you don't like hearing my voice, and share me anywhere that you like. And can't wait to watch episode 7. Peace out.